If you've been watching the channel for any time now, you know that I love shooting steel. The instant gratification of that audible ring that you get is not only very gratifying, but also will let you know that you have a hit at distances you may not be able to see a paper target at. Along with the audible ring from the hit, you can see the target jump or move from the impact of the bullet. And if you're close enough on a freshly painted plate, you can also see exactly where your bullets are hitting from the splatter. Recently I discovered XSteeltargets, and these are the best steel targets that I have ever used. They not only work great, are made in America from the highest quality steel, and are manufactured to exacting specifications. And they do all that while offering very reasonable prices and amazing shipping rates, so that anyone can start shooting steel. One of the things I like most about XSteeltargets is the wide variety of products they offer, with a huge selection of reactive or moving steel targets. These make shooting your favorite firearms that much more enjoyable and exciting. When people shoot steel for the first time, they are very concerned about how safe it is, and I can say that it is extremely safe if you just follow a few simple rules. First off, only shoot AR-500 steel. AR-500 refers to the hardness of the steel, and AR-500 is extremely hard. What that does is crush the bullet upon impact, not allowing any ricochets to go back at the shooter. The second thing to keep in mind is it's always better if the target has some give or movement to it. Whether this is achieved with springs on the target or having the target hanging from a chain, allowing the target to have some movement will help absorb a lot of energy from the bullet.
Alright, this is a 22.5-inch steel popper from XSteeltargets. What I love about this thing is it's so quick, easy to set up. You can take it out to the range, drive it into the ground, and you'll be shooting in a matter of minutes. It's got these legs on the bottom that you just drive right into the ground, and then it's got these springs that give it some give as the bullets impact the front of it. And what that does is it takes a lot of stress out of the steel. We have hammered this thing with rifle rounds at very close ranges, and this thing is still smooth as a baby's butt. I really like this thing a lot.
Another thing to keep in mind is the distance that you stand from the targets. Xsteel recommends 10 yards away for pistols and 100 yards away for rifles, and those are good, safe numbers to abide by. Staying at those distances will not only keep you, the shooter, safer, but will also prolong the life of your steel. While I can't say I recommend it, but I do get at distances closer than that and have been just fine. I'll shoot pistols as close as 7 yards, and I've shot rifles at distances that I just really wouldn't advise. I can also say that XSteeltargets have held up amazingly well even while being punished by rifle rounds at very close ranges. If you are shooting a target that is fixed in position, it is always better if it has a slight downward angle to it. This angle will keep any fragmentation from the bullets going down towards the ground.
This is my absolute favorite target to shoot from XSteeltargets, or actually anybody ever. This is my absolute favorite target to shoot. This thing is awesome. This is a full-size IPSC target that is reactive. It's got 2 reactive areas in it, and what that does is as you hit the chest or the head, the steel plates will swing around, and then you can hit the steel plate and bring it back. And what this thing will do is really help you in your training a little bit, because these holes are fairly small. This is a 4-inch opening here and a 4-inch by 3-inch opening here. And if you've done a lot of shooting, you know that's pretty pretty hard target to hit, so this thing will let you know how good you are or how good you're not real quick. This thing's made out of AR-500 steel. It's absolutely the highest quality, and we have pounded this thing with rifle rounds, pistol rounds, whatever. We shoot, you know, anything added up to a .308, and it has held up very well. Can't say enough good things about it. And another thing that he's done is Xsteel has it at a pretty good angle, and since it is a static target, what that does is keeps a lot of the blast from the bullets going down away from the shooter, so it's 100% safe to shoot. Like I said, this thing is just awesome.
So I hear all the time from people that steel is expensive to shoot, and these people are just misinformed. In the long run, shooting steel is significantly cheaper than shooting paper. Let's say you go out and buy a pack of these high visibility targets and go to the range. The pack costs about 10 bucks, and depending on how much you shoot, this pack will probably only last 1 to maybe 2 trips to the range. This is a 3/8 inch thick AR-500 10-inch steel gong from XSteeltargets. At the time this video is being made, this costs about $33. But this one piece of steel will literally take years of abuse from anything you want to throw at it up to a .308 rifle round. Again, depending on how much you shoot, that's potentially hundreds of trips to the range. For the same price, you get about 6 trips to the range out of the paper targets.
Alright, let's just say you're on a tight budget for a multitude of reasons. Let's say you were worried the election wasn't going to go your way, and you emptied your bank account and sold everything that wasn't nailed down so you could buy assault rifles. I get it. But right now I'm going to show you a quick, easy little project that's very cheap that'll let you shoot steel right away. Alright, let me first off start off by saying that Xsteel offers a whole bunch of stands that are affordable, and they're well built, and they're going to last a really long time. They're going to last longer than what I'm about to show you. But if you're on a super tight budget, this is a little project you can do that'll get you out shooting steel for cheaper than I think anything out there. Here's what you're going to need. You need to go to Home Depot or Lowe's. You need 3 2x4s. You need a sawhorse hinge set. 2 3-foot pieces of chain. You are going to need a steel gong from XSteeltargets. There's a multitude of sizes. This is a 10-inch AR-500 3/8 steel. That's what I like to shoot the most because I can transfer from pistols to rifles. And 2 quick neck hooks. Basically, all we're doing is building a sawhorse, and we're going to hang a piece of steel from it. We're going to cut the first 2 2x4s basically in half at 4 feet. And that's going to form our 4 legs for the sawhorse. And you can vary these heights depending on, you know, your needs and where you're shooting. I like to keep things a little bit low on the low side, because what that does is, you know, you always want to be safe, and as you're shooting, you always want your bullets going in kind of a downward angle so they go towards the ground. Always be very aware of your backstop. There's our other 2 legs. We really don't review tools here, but the DeWalt 60-volt flex bolt, really good stuff. Across the top is going to be, you know, where we hang the steel. So if you have like a bunch of steel, I mean, you can leave this full 8 feet and hang, you know, I don't know, 6 targets from it. Or if you're just shooting 1 target and you want it quick, simple, you know, so you can throw it in the back of your truck, you know, and go to different shooting places, you can make it short and hang just 1 or 2 pieces of steel. I'm going to make my top on this one just 4 feet, just to keep it simple. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to slide our sawhorse hardware onto our 2x4. And if you ever seen sawhorse hardware, right inside there, they got a little stopping point. So you absolutely can't mess this up. All right, I'm gonna get the other 3 legs on, and I'll be right back with you. You're gonna run screws through the sawhorse hardware into the legs. Now that that's done, we got our legs. We're gonna take our top. This will just clamp down like that. The other one. Put on our chain. What I do is I put a quick connect hook on the chain and a quick connect hook on the steel. Technically, you probably don't have to do that. I just like to make it quick and easy on myself, so I can set this thing up and tear it down, you know, as needed. And there you go. It's just that easy.
Typically, I buy 3/8 inch thick steel from XSteeltargets because I like that I can shoot anything up to a .308 rifle at it. And I like having the versatility of being able to go from my pistols to my rifles on the same piece of steel. If you typically only shoot pistols, you can get 1/4 inch steel that is rated from 22 long rifle up to 45 ACP and save some money that way too. Along with the 3/8 inch thick steel that I typically use, Xsteel also offers a 1/2 inch thick steel plate that is rated up to .338 Lapua, and a massive 3/4 inch thick steel plate that is rated up to the 50 BMG. So no matter what kind of steel you want, from static to reactive, different thicknesses, Xsteel has it at affordable prices, will ship it cheap, and it's the highest quality steel you can find.